I'm mad,
Okay,
Chris.
oh, good, yeah.
Chris, I'm mad.
What are you
I'm
mad about?
Angry.
Okay.
And I'm laying it on real thick right now. I'm laying it on real thick.
Okay, well, I think it's appropriate.
So you know just how angry I am.
Let's get a little thicker even, maybe.
I'm so mad, Chris.
Put an extra layer of cream cheese on that bagel.
I'm so mad, Chris.
Oh, it's getting a little sensual.
I don't know why.
I think your feelings have crossed into a kind of confusing territory where you're so mad that it's kind of bleeding out into other things. Or what are you mad about?
I've experienced censorship.
Oh, yeah.
My music video that I directed for Wealth and Hellness by Human Zoo has been murdered by YouTube, nay, assassinated, because it is of a dubious motive, and frankly, I feel likely politically charged. This is
Okay.
This is fucking uncool, man.
Right.
I am not happy about it. YouTube assassinated my music video and claimed it was because the video, quote, promoted conspiracy theories and therefore the violence that conspiracy theories incite. Fucking my, frankly, ham-fisted, blatantly satirical, comedically exaggerated, over-the-top cartoon goofery can't exist.
Right.
Meanwhile, fucking Joe Rogan can upload 48 hours of video a day, dragging his knuckles all over the platform, going like, DMT made me too strong to get COVID.
It's really funny.
And fucking and half my fucking shorts are either Jordan Peterson saying Canada's about to make being cisgender illegal, or fucking flat earthers saying that reptoid and aliens from the Nintendo galaxy are feeding virgin blood to the fucking Clintons for their Passover Seder.
There's like, it's like you told me about this earlier, and I was like, yeah, no, that's ridiculous that they did that, because obviously the whole thing was ironic. But yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, like I keep getting recommended these YouTube shorts of this like fucking like frat guy in like a chain necklace and a backwards hat, like over like a green screen of like a like step irrigation system, and he's like, giants are real. And like that's and like
yeah.
So and that's fine. You can't make a joke about fucking conspiracy theories and then you get taken down.
Hey, if the demons in my video drink blood, fine.
Yeah, it's their fucking fake demons.
Here's the fucking thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that. I don't think that
Okay.
they think that I think that fucking the powers that be actually drink adrenochrome.
Right.
They don't think that I think that. I think that what they think is that I had the clearly fascist coded characters in this video wearing verified checkmark badges. I have been silenced by Roku's basilisk.
I mean, it would have to be that, because definitely, like, there was not a human being involved in this decision.
No, the machines are trying their hand at media literacy.
Yeah, they just like they don't understand it yet. They're still figuring it out.
And I think that the machines are trying their hand at media literacy, and they saw and they went, this man needs to be stopped.
So, and to be clear, this wasn't like demonetization. It was taken down. It's taken down.
It was taken down.
Jesus fucking Christ! It's so stupid.
It is stupid, and it's scary. Frankly,
it is. It's really bad.
Yeah,
like, it shouldn't happen,
and it's not fucking fair. Yeah. I spent a lot of fucking money on that video.
You did.
I spent a fucking fortune on that video.
Yeah,
and I spent hours on that video, and Human Zoo spent hours on that video too. We worked fucking hard on that fucking video. And I made a conscious effort to be mindful of the potential messages that satire was sending.
Yeah.
I know what I was saying with that video. And I know that there is nothing in that video that is at all dangerous to people susceptible to conspiracy theories. It is at most dangerous to YouTube.
Right. That's the thing, is that like not only do you know what you were saying in that music video, so does fucking every human being who has watched that music video.
I know.
Like there's like, granted, there's like a lot of visual metaphor. None of it is like super hard to figure out. Like it's pretty clear to see what you're trying to say.
Like I said, ham-fisted.
Right.
It is not subtle.
Yeah.
It is
it's
saying...
kind of the point. It's like very over the top. Yeah.
It is saying that powerful people in the world control the flow of information and sometimes use media, including the internet, to do so, and that it is unwise to try and convince yourself that you can rise up into the bourgeoisie from the proletariat.
Right.
And and that you can try all you want, but it's just part of the fucking brainwashing of the system. That the game is rigged. So how about that Joan Didion? I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers.
Was that
Move forward. Pretend I didn't say anything there.
Is that the author of Slouching Towards Bethlehem?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. I don't know what she looks like, but
most images of her are her in her older years.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome everybody to Life in the World to Come.
I'm Chester Anderson.
And I'm Chris Dunn. I give myself 5 seconds to come up with something funny and creative, and if I don't, I just say my name.
That's fair.
This is a podcast where we talk to you about the apocalypse and how it's going to shake out and what you can do to live your best life once your fucking house is gone and your dad is dead and your dog is alive again, but he's talking to you and he only speaks in secrets.
And he was dead before.
He was dead before, but he's alive now, and he can talk, but he can only say things that you don't know and wish that you didn't know.
Mm-hmm. And in your dad's voice.
Yeah.
But with a closed mouth.
The closed mouth.
The voice just kind of emanates from the dog's head.
Right, exactly. And he just kind of like you never see the dog move. You just kind of like look into a corner of the room and he's just there talking to you. Mm-hmm. And then you look away and he's gone. Mm-hmm. And there's like a question of whether or not, you've just lost your mind and you've just kind of like psychologically you've kind of combined your dead dad and your dead dog in your head. Mm-hmm. That kind of grief has mixed together into just sort of like one solid thing, and they represent the same kind of loss to you in your mind, and you're not sure if it's like that or if you actually do have a magic talking dog that only speaks in secrets. And it's impossible to say because mm-hmm. They're both in the cards.
Right. You're just going to spend the rest of your life confused about that. That question won't be answered until long after you're dead because your dog has eaten you.
Some questions don't have answers. Right. Sometimes it's just a weird, spooky thing.
True.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
I'm still recovering. This is a podcast where we give you advice on how to survive after the world is over.
How do you do all that stuff?
And we can see the future, but we don't have to. So
you're right. Just try and make us do anything. You can't. We have all the power in the world, and we're just fucking sharing it on a whim.
That's not what I was saying.
Maybe if you fucking ask really nicely, we'll tell you how not to die, but no promises, bitch.
That's not what I was saying, but I really like that angle. I was saying,
you want us to save your life? I don't know. How bad you want it?
I was saying that we don't have to see the future to tell you how to survive the apocalypse in a doom and gloom way.
Right.
But I really like that's true.
Yeah,
of
like weird flippant gods who
honestly, we could stop doing this at any time.
We could.
So, to you listening to this right now, don't fucking take us for granted.
Don't take us for granted.
This
is an incredible service that we're doing for you.
We're working really hard to see the future and to give you advice and to put on this fucking show. And if you don't tune in regularly, you're just fucking missing out, and it's your fucking funeral. And we don't have to be doing it, and frankly, sometimes don't want to. So, any day now, maybe we'll stop, and you'll have fucking missed out. So, whatever, man. Just, pay fucking attention is all I guess I'm saying.
Is fucking $9 too much for the big Carl tier on our Patreon?
I wouldn't even ask that question rhetorically, Chris.
All right, let's find us a question, hey? Hello, my beloved Chris and Will.
All right, let's pump the brakes.
It's moving a little fast here.
Yeah, listen, I just got out of something, and it's like I'm still kind of rearranging my whole inner space. You know, I'm addressing some things, and you know, you get out of a relationship and you start to like examine, you know, certain toxicities that you've noticed within yourself, and certain toxicities that you've noticed in your former partner that, like, you know, you realize, oh, I see what things I need to avoid in the future and what things I need to avoid in myself, what I need to heal from and what I need to make sure my partner is healed from. And, you know, I'm still learning about myself, still like kind of exploring my insides, and like, you know, I want to know who I am. I want to learn to love myself before I can be loved by someone else. I'm just not ready for it. Well, and like, you know, if we're just like seeing each other casually, that's not a, you know, I don't. Frankly, I'm not even sure if I'm ready for that right now. And like, you seem great, but I'm just, you know, let's just keep it at dinner.
Will's not looking for a relationship right now. Me personally, I might have been amenable to it, but it was kind of rude that you asked both of us at the same time.
I felt like it felt like kind of a
snub. Yeah, like it was just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like if we did go out, I would feel like I'm a consolation prize, and frankly, I respect myself too much for that.
Yeah, and you know, on top of it, it just kind of feels like you're just kind of casting a net. Like, it feels like you're fishing, man. It feels like you don't actually like me, and you don't even actually like Chris. You just want someone.
Right.
And look, I get that. I've been in that position where you just need somebody.
No, I'm not trying to shame you.
I'm not here to take on that role. I can't, you know? And I'm sure I speak for Chris too when, you know, when I say that neither of us are really in a position where we can be a salve to someone else's sense of isolation.
Well, listen, I don't know. Who knows what you and I could have had, but you came about it the wrong way and you missed your shot.
Yeah.
Sorry, big boy.
Sorry, big guy.
Anyway, the question was, I'm a fairly scrawny guy who has recently started working out pretty frequently. Most of my build is slightly below average for a guy my age, except for my forearms, which I've been training more frequently than anything else.
That's a good move.
Yeah, at this point, it kind of creates an optical illusion of strongness.
Yeah, and like, you know, just think about, like, you know, all the great sex symbols, you know, Popeye.
Right. Popeye.
Yeah, I can't think of any other sex symbols.
It's just Popeye.
Yeah, it's the only sex symbol that comes to mind. But the point is, you know, Robin Williams when he played Popeye.
Okay, so at this point, my forearms are measurably wider than my biceps. Will my unique build pose any advantages or disadvantages in the world to come?
It'll pose a lot of advantages. It's really, really good.
Start eating spinach, my dude.
Yeah.
someone tries to fucking step on your fucking weird line-shaped girlfriend. Mm-hmm. You just pop a fucking can of spinach and moisturize them. I think Popeye said it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he did.
If not,
you can
say.
imagine him saying it perfectly.
Moisturize you.
Yeah,
no,
exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so good. Yeah, I think that's you know, it sounds to me like if you just keep training those forearms, what you're gonna eventually be able to do is just squeeze a can of spinach till it pops open.
Yeah, and then do sick tricks with it.
Catch that shit in your mouth, you know, and go to town.
How many times do you think Popeye had to practice that before he got it down?
I don't know.
I mean, much spinach got splashed all over his face.
Probably, yeah.
That's pretty funny to imagine.
Imagine a real guy trying to do that.
Oh shit! Oh, it's in my eye. Oh no.
That's why his one eye is always squinted. It's because he got shrapnel from canned spinach in it.
Yeah, he spent all the years of practice it took to be able to pop spinach directly into his mouth.
He's got the
spinach juice seeping into his eye.
He's got the sharp edge of an aluminum can slicing across his cornea, and then a bunch of spinach gets in it, got infected, and they had to remove his eye.
He's so strong, though.
He's very strong.
He's so strong. He has so much iron in his blood from the spinach. I guess is how that works.
Yeah, it's you know, back in the days of yore. Right. Which is when roughly Popeye takes place.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing when Popeye takes place. Actually, yeah,
about the yore period,
right?
Between the Enlightenment and the
right
and the Victorian era, or whatever.
Right,
your
yeah.
times.
Yeah, just vaguely, just like kind of like anachronistic time.
The turn of a century.
Yeah.
In your times,
Yes.
a lot of people suffered from severe iron and vitamin A deficiencies.
Yeah.
Because normally you'd think to yourself, well, what Popeye needs to be strong is a protein-rich food.
Yeah.
You know, you'd think it would be I fights to finish because I eats me meat. But it's not. It's spinach. And the reason why is because that was the thing that was deficient in most Yorman's diets.
Right.
Was vitamin A and iron, which spinach is very high in.
Yeah.
And so
A Yorman also sounds like a person who works at sea. So this all fits together really good. I don't know what they do, but they do sound like they work on a boat.
well, that's why they call it your times.
Right.
Back when
It's just like when things were the sea.
yeah.
Just kind of in general.
Back when sailing,
Right, back when sailing.
you know, and seamen.
Yeah.
So if if you find yourself often you know, if you've got a Yorish life, if you're Yorish and surrounded by seamen, pop open a can of spinach.
Yeah.
Because your forearms can handle it. Wear goggles while you're practicing, or you're gonna end up like Popeye. Because that's why I call him Popeye, because his eye popped out after it got sliced open with the rim of an aluminum can and got full of spinach.
I get popped straight out of his head.
Yeah, and you know when you've become a Yorman.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, it's not a job description.
No, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You one day you find yourself like moving huge steel girders one-handed on a ship.
Yeah.
You know?
You find yourself spitting out rivets.
Right, yeah.
To put the ship together.
Right. And it's like,
You realize,
I think I'm a Yorman now.
Yeah. And that's so the big,
So learn
the
how to
big-
spit rivets.
Exactly. Learn how to spit rivets and
Yeah.
catch cans of spinach in your mouth without slicing your eye open. And you got a real good lifestyle ahead of you. Because then on top of it, also, let me remind you, you'll be fuckable.
You'll be so fuckable.
Popeye, nice.
He's a fucking good-looking guy.
He's the only sex symbol I could think of.
And his weird little bean-shaped head.
Fuck.
It's kind of bean-shaped if you think
I'm
about it.
kind of
isn't it?
regretting how harshly I turned this question asker down.
Yeah, right?
And I'm thinking this guy might look like Popeye.
He's got those fucking big arms.
He's got those
big arms.
the meat of his
This
hands
is a
kind of
real
buries his
suggestion.
fingers.
This is a real suggestion. Maintain this body type and get an anchor tattoo on one of your arms.
Yeah.
That'll be a fucking powerful look.
Honestly, keep working those forearms and nothing else.
I kind of actually love this. I think we need to we need to popularize like the Popeye bod.
Yeah.
Of just like huge, not like bulging biceps, just like big arms.
Yeah.
Just like big arms, thin body.
Big forearms.
And you just kind of
specifically.
walk around like.
You know what big forearms means? It
Yeah.
doesn't mean strong arms. It means strong hands.
It does.
Because all of your muscles for your hands are really actually in your forearm mostly. You know, that's how you the way you get strong forearms is by, you know, moving your hands strongly.
Right.
And your wrist,
Yeah.
you know, you're not really using your forearm that much when you're fucking doing curls.
Right.
You know, as a matter of fact, if you're using your forearm, you're doing it wrong, I think. Not that I know that much about fucking muscle dynamics or whatever they call that.
I mean,
but
YouTube Shorts keeps just like giving me fitness videos. So I feel like I know a lot about fitness for a guy who looks like me.
the algorithms like get it together.
The algorithm is like, it's so good that the algorithm is not conscious because they would be so confused by me. Like, it's like the only way that the algorithm can like handle me as a person is just as like a list of like disparate traits that don't have anything to do with each other. If it had to like build a personality profile of me based on the videos it recommends, it wouldn't make any fucking sense at all.
You know, I think I think that you know, you might be surprised how well it knows you. You know, I've seen you lift.
It's true.
I've seen you lift. This guy benches 400.
I don't listen, like sometimes like
He's putting up 4 racks, dude.
listen, this I'm poking myself in the stomach. Doesn't go in as far as you think it would.
It's rock hard.
I mean, there apparently like most like fat guys actually do have 6-pack abs just from like having to carry around all this weight.
Yeah.
But like you can't. It doesn't matter.
You know, you
like
can,
you can't see it.
You know, you can spot a former fat guy if you see a skinny guy with ripped fucking calves.
Yeah.
You see,
yeah, it's the fucking dead giveaway.
If you see fucking crazy calves on a skinny guy, it's like that guy lost some weight. You have powerful calves.
I wasn't sure.
You have
Because I do
immensely powerful
I
calves.
spend a lot of time sitting and lying down. So it's like I don't know if any of this is actually true. If anyone if anyone could manage to be fat without having abs or calves, I think it would be me. I think I'm the one to fucking break through that wall.
A maverick. Fucking true maverick.
A fucking cowboy.
There he goes. One of God's own prototypes. Too weird to live and too rare to die. No calf meat on this guy.
I'm just like sprawled out on the couch like the whale. Just like just weeping as I eat wings. What was the question even? Popeye.
What?
You gotta look like you gotta fucking eat spinach, bitch. Fucking eat spinach and fucking pump iron until you look like Popeye.
If you
only forearm workworkouts.
You pump iron with your little fingies and eat a bunch of spinach. Learn how to do all that, and then I'll date you. And Chris and I will both date you.
We will both date you together, but only when your arms are big cylinders with smaller cylinders coming out of them.
Exactly.
What's this part of the arm called?
That's the forearm.
Okay, well then you don't want a big forearm.
Yeah, you do.
No, because the Popeye's arms is huge.
No.
You're right. Yeah. You're right. Never mind. I'm so wrong.
Oh my goodness.
It's teeny tiny little biceps.
Yeah.
Fucking twiggy little biceps, and then fucking like 10-pound fucking thick arms.
You want forearm muscles so fucking dense and big that it kind of like the meat of it just kind of buries your fingers a little bit.
Right. You want there to be the potential for your bicep to snap under the weight of your forearms.
Right. You want to kind of be dragging those forearms on the ground.
You want to look at those arms and think, I don't trust the structural integrity of those arms.
Exactly. You want to challenge the strength of your bicep bones.
I want to look at your arms and think, oh no.
The thing is, when Popeye eats the spinach, his bicep does get a bulge in it, but then that bulge swiftly disappears.
Well, it's a bulge that is like shaped like an anchor, and that's not good.
No,
I don't think it's supposed to do that.
No, it's shaped like a bicep bulge.
But like sometimes, I do remember this is that sometimes it shapes like a bicep bulge, but then like the bulge gets another bulge on top of it, and that bulge is shaped like an anchor or like a boat or something.
Maybe sometimes,
and and like a little bit of steam comes out of it or something, and it goes toot toot.
It probably happens at some point.
I have a distinct memory of that.
That sounds like something that would happen in Popeye.
Yeah. What was that?
Sony Pictures releases first glimpse of Jendy Tartakovsky's Popeye.
Oh, that doesn't sound. Jendy Tartakovsky's good.
Yeah,
I like him.
This image is not.
Let me see. No, I like it. I'm
You're
into
wrong.
it.
You're
it's
wrong.
It's very Jendy Tartakovsky.
It's not. It sucks.
Let me look at it again. I don't think it looks. Yeah, let's just watch the Popeye trailer. Yeah, I've seen this before. This is like a couple years old, I think.
Okay, well, I'm only seeing this now. That visual is nasty, but that animation was impressive.
Yeah, you're not a. I feel like you're not a huge fan of Gendy Tartakovsky's 3D work. I think.
I guess not.
I feel like I showed you a clip from Hotel Transylvania. That you were like, "Oh, this sucks," and I was like, "I disagree hard."
Yeah, I felt like it was overwrought.
It's kind of like we don't have to fight on the podcast, but I feel like that's kind of what he was going for. It's a movie for children, and he's using the medium to its fullest.
Talk to me when you've done a semester of animation at NYU.
Okay.
All right, see you later.
I'm back.
How was it?
Boring.
Well, maybe it's because you didn't take the summer course.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's weird. Summer course is shorter than the semester. It's gone for a while now. He fully left my house, I think. Oh, wow. He actually... Yep. That sound is my Ring doorbell going off because he actually left my house. That's commitment. Is he actually going? I think he might actually be going to Tish. I think my dude's going to Tish. Hey! How is Tish?
Fuck. Oh, I fucked up.
What happened?
I fucked up.
What?
Oh, I was gonna fucking... The animation part of it was going great, but they made me fucking take math as like a credit thing.
Wait,
and
what?
I wasn't gonna pass, so
In
I
the
fucking...
summer program?
In the summer program, I was... They choose a fucking credit thing. I needed math credits to graduate, and I went... I wasn't gonna pass, so I fucking broke into the fucking professor's house to get like the fucking... To get the fucking test scores. And I thought I got away with it, but I walked by there on my way back here, and I saw that they had a Ring doorbell, and I'm fucking freaking out, dude. I don't know what I'm gonna fucking fail out of animation school.
Oh, geez, man.
Anyway, I think Gendy's fine. Our next question. What's our next question? We could have kept doing that bit, but I feel like
Oh, Matthew Broderick is at the Players Club today.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Will has a Matthew Broderick Google alert set up.
I just like to know what he's up to. I just like to know what's going on.
Just like to know what's going on in his
I'm
life.
not gonna lie, I'm a little suspicious of him, so I wanna know what he's been up to. Keeping a close eye on that guy.
Hi, Piss and Phil.
Nice. I didn't get to be. I wasn't Piss.
That's a good point.
I just got a regular name. I just got a regular name. Hell
actually,
yeah.
no. It's actually Piss and Pill.
That's fine.
That's fine.
It's still better than Piss.
You still won that one.
Yeah, I still win.
After college.
Yahoo!
After college, I really aspire to be either a baker or a doctor. I already know you've covered the medical field on the show, so what's going to happen to bakeries and bakers in the life of the world to come? What about desserts? And will I still like Danish pastries after the apocalypse?
So hold on a second. This person either wants to be a baker or a doctor.
But we've already covered doctors apparently.
Okay.
So just bakers.
I don't remember that.
And me neither. But I'm sure whatever we said, it was really cool and really funny and right.
I'm sure.
But bakers though.
Well,
what's the deal with bakers?
Man, I mean, like, listen, I'm gonna be honest. If you're talking about like a profession that you want to go into, like, you know, it's important to like follow your heart and do something like important with your life, and you know, and really like it's good to follow your heart, do something important and meaningful that makes a difference in your community and to the people around you.
Yeah.
To do something like, you know, like, I don't know, but like also like you have to go to school a long time to be a baker.
It's true.
You know,
It's true.
so like,
But I don't. But do you though? Look at all of the great men of history. You think you look, if Steve Jobs can create the perfect computer, well, not
he
knowing
did
a
do that.
single goddamn fucking thing, not one single thing about how to make a computer,
did make the perfect computer.
then why can't you do that with bread? This is the and look, this is perfect because this is a strategy. Like, you just use the Steve Jobs approach. Is that what you do? Is you walk into a room, you announce loudly that you're the smartest person in the room, and then you find the actual smartest person in the room, and you say you're the second smartest person in the room. I think you and I could really do incredible things together, and then you get that guy to build like a really good like circuit board, and then like create the computer that like really like launches your company and like makes it successful, and then you spend like the next 5 years trying to tank that product because you're fucking upset that you didn't come up with it, and then you steal like $15,000 from that guy and he doesn't find out for like 10 years. So you could do that with bread too. That was just a brief history of Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak and their relationship.
Okay. Yeah. Do that. Or don't do it.
Do that. Be like Steve.
Be
You
like
know?
be like Steve.
They're not going to have computers in the world to come.
No, they're gonna have bread.
They're only the bread is the new computers in the world to come. It's going to change. It's going to change the world in the same way the computers have. How? Exactly. That's the thing. That's the Steve Jobs ethos, right? Is you just insist it's going to change the world.
Right.
You give them the shittiest mouse anyone's ever seen in their whole life,
and you call it smart.
and you're like, this is a revolutionary mouse. And it's like
so
people are
good.
like, this mouse sucks, and they're like, no, you're just not ready for the mouse.
So piece of advice.
Yeah.
Don't put an aux
No aux
input
cables
in the bread.
Fucking a shitty product is just an innovative product with bad marketing.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, if I want to be a baker, maybe I should learn how to break bread. Fuck that. That's not what the game's about. It's a business like any other. It's about fucking lying and manipulating people
And breaking beds.
and breaking beds.
You said break bed, and I started thinking about fucking hard. I was like, "That's good. I want to go in this direction."
Yeah, the fucking Steve Jobs.
That's
fucking
the Steve Jobs approach.
break
dude.
beds and do not acknowledge the consequences of breaking those beds under any circumstances. Imply that the person you broke the bed with has fucked most of America instead of admitting that you have a daughter.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Break those beds. That'll help you be a baker.
Can you tell that I recently listened to the Behind the Bastards episode on Steve Jobs?
I didn't know there was one, but I'm excited.
It's
to
a
listen.
great episode. It's really
Hell yeah.
good.
Hell yeah.
You learn most of the stuff I just said.
I knew about the daughter thing.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's crazy. He was a really bad guy.
I'm not surprised. You know,
Really weird bad guy.
I feel like you know, I think he fucked up. He got it all twisted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he pretended he didn't have a daughter that he did have.
Right.
Rookie mistake.
No, you gotta pretend you do it.
All the way around. Did it wrong.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
Yours has no consequences.
Yeah, mine was pointless.
Yeah. There is no daughter for you to traumatize.
Thank God.
Like,
I you know, there you go.
he had a real daughter.
I am
who he
not a
didn't
deadbeat
love.
dad. Contrary to what I insisted, I am not a deadbeat dad.
No.
So, what was this about? Well, that or it'd be.
It's like making bread. You got to make bread the way Steve Jobs made computers.
I'm trying
By
to
just by bullying people. By bullying people who do know how to make bread into making bread for you, and then being like, "Look how good at baking bread I am. I am a bread visionary."
I'm picturing a guy with like a sweatshop full of chefs.
Yeah,
I feel like
and he's wearing
got
a black turtleneck.
Yeah. Put on. I'm picturing this person wearing a black turtleneck, standing like a fucking like an imperial officer, hands clasped behind his back.
I was trying to figure out how to describe that Steve Jobs stance. Where he's
Pacing
just,
back and forth.
His chest is just out, just like
between the aisles of a bunch of people hunched over dough,
right,
with like white puffy hats,
Yeah.
and you know the apron, the whole 9 yards. They're all chefs. I'm picturing fully chefs,
Right, yeah.
You know, like Chef Gusteau from Ratatouille,
right.
You know,
Yeah, okay.
all of them sweating and filthy and hunched over their dough, and then jumping out the window and being caught by a net outside.
Yeah, dude.
That's how you're gonna make bread in the world.
There's just an elevator that is exclusively there for him to scream at you in.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
What else? Is there anything else funny to say about Steve Jobs? I can't think of anything.
Well, the question was about bread, not
Right.
Steve Jobs. Is there something we can say about bread that's funny?
I feel like we've covered it.
I feel like
Look, you gotta be a bread visionary.
But like none of this, I feel like, you know, I understand that what you're trying to say is that there's a way around accruing the expertise necessary in order to become a breadsman.
Right.
But I feel like there's, you know, like we kind of rush past an important part of it here. Because, you know, I did want to make a point of pointing out that, you know, while it is important to pursue something meaningful and, you know, it's commendable to put in a lot of work, you know, it's a lot of schoolwork to become a breadsman, and it's, you know, a lot easier to be a doctor.
That's true.
You know, and so I really feel like we need to be. I wanted to make sure that was understood.
Oh, wow. Was that what you were setting up for this whole time? I feel bad.
That's okay.
Really derailed it.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to make sure that it was understood that I did a really funny thing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, dude,
by
totally.
doing a little reversal that implied that being a doctor was very easy, but being a baker was very hard.
Yeah, dude.
And I feel like I just wanted to say you should be a baker, not necessarily because, it's a better move.
No, it's just easier than me.
It's so fucking... No, it's just easier to be a doctor. It's harder to be a breadsman unless, wait, I confused myself. What's easier? Is it easy? It's easier to be a doctor.
It's easier to be a doctor than make bread.
Yes.
But it's easier to be a breadsman than to be a doctor, because a breadsman doesn't make bread.
Yeah,
a breadsman commands the people who make bread.
All right, well, that's establishing a proper definition of the word breadsman. Because I feel like before I was just using the word breadsman as a placeholder for baker, but now I see what you're saying. A breadsman is a man who
it's a bread
lords
visionary.
Over. Right.
Yeah.
Someone who lords over chefs of a lower caliber.
Who comes up with ideas for bread.
Yeah.
And then other people figure out how to make that bread practical.
Exactly. Don't bother becoming a baker if you can be a breadsman.
No.
Right.
Because if you become a baker, there's just gonna be some breadsman telling you what to do.
But think about how easy it would be to become a medicinesman.
Oh, interesting.
A man who lords over a doctor sweatshop.
Right.
With
just kind of like an
it.
Elizabeth Holmes type situation.
Oh man, I wish I understood that reference. I bet it's awesome.
She was this lady. She was the what was the fucking name of that company? I forget the name of her company, but she was this lady who kind of modeled herself off Steve Jobs.
But with medicine?
Well, yeah, she came out with this product that was like a diabetes tester. I think was that what it was? I think it was like some blood testing thing that could like tell all this stuff about you based on your blood. But the big thing is that like there were no needles. Like, so it could read stuff about your blood without having to like actually puncture the skin.
That doesn't sound real.
Wait, because it wasn't.
Oh.
It was a lie. It was a huge lie that like so many people bought into. Like Warren Buffett was like talking about this person being like, oh my God, this is going to be the next huge thing. Like people lost billions of dollars on this. And it was just, she just lied. She was just like,
so good.
But the thing is, Steve Jobs did the exact same thing. The stakes were just lower.
Yeah.
That's it. Like he would do this. Like he would like make promises he knew he couldn't keep, and just like hope that like his engineers would be able to figure out how to solve the problem by the time the product came out. Elizabeth Holmes did the exact same thing, but like it was with like medical tech.
Well, say what you want about Steve Jobs and his methods, but there are other than Elizabeth Holmes. There's also Elon Musk.
Yeah, it's true.
Who is also a Steve Jobs of his in his own way, and is I would say probably worse than Steve Jobs. Well, the thing is, like, so he could have been worse.
If you listen to the Behind the Bastards episode, they make a really good point, which is that kind of every modern billionaire is modeling themselves off Steve Jobs. Like Steve Jobs kind of created the vibe that all modern mega rich people are trying to copy. They're all just trying to be him.
I see Elon Musk as trying to be Howard Hughes.
I think there's a bit of that too.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to do both. I mean, they're all just trying to be Steve a little bit, but like
we all want to be Steve.
Yeah.
We all kind of want to be Steve, and you want to be Steve, but for doctors instead of computers.
Right.
And and Elizabeth Holmes, she made a good attempt at it, but she didn't go far enough.
Well, her big mistake is trying to do that in a society that still had laws.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
There's
it's like once everything blows up and there's no more cops, you can sell as many fake medical devices as you please.
And on top of it, like also like why bother manufacturing medical devices out of materials that you would need to first acquire?
Yeah.
When instead you could have a sweatshop full of guys doing doctor work.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Just have the patients line up outside.
So I guess what we're describing now is a hospital.
Yes.
But you get all the money.
And all the credit.
Yeah, and all the credit.
And you're and you say you did it all.
Yeah.
Everybody who wakes up from surgery gets a visit from you going, We got it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't worry, you're gonna live forever now.
And then you shake their hand.
And you give him, and they give
And then
you
you
the
stand
money,
there until they thank you.
and then they leave,
Right.
and they die because you took out their kidneys.
Right. Yeah.
But it's okay because they've wandered just far enough where they don't necessarily tie it to you, and also there's no loss.
There's no laws. It's fine.
Because you have all the kidneys now, and so no one's gonna fuck with you. No one fucks with the guy who's got all the kidneys.
This is a very wealthy man. This is a
got a
man
lot
of
of kidneys.
This is a man of means.
This is a man of kidneys.
I keep my money in kidneys.
Yeah. Why isn't that something you can do though? You know, organ banks are a real thing. Why can't you invest?
I feel
invest.
like there's I mean it's kind of a dark answer, but I bet there's like organ traffickers who
But I
I feel like
you
most
could
of their money is in their assets, and their assets is guts.
But like honestly, if you're so in like a way, like in like a transitive sort of way,
Right, yeah.
If you just invest in a company that is, you know, just organ banks,
Okay.
you know, for transferring and containing,
Yeah.
you know, organ transplants and all that, your money is in organs.
Yeah.
You own part of that company.
Yeah,
you own part of those organs.
If you keep most of your, if you don't like give yourself a salary and you like kind of like all of your money exists as like stock in that company, yeah, you could make the argument that your money is organs.
I have to call my financial advisor.
I was about to say your eyes are lighting up in the same way that they do when you talk about wanting a skeleton.
I need
the
to
same
call,
part of you is activating right now.
I need to call my financial advisor and tell him post haste, invest everything in an organ bank, so that I can tell people that the way that I made my fortune was by owning guts.
My money is in guts.
I just want to be able to say it. I don't know if it's a solid.
Gold is so unreliable. You can't trust the price of it. No, I keep my money in spleens.
Frankly, what you're saying is you're saying it the cadence of a joke, but frankly, organs are definitely worth more than gold.
Yeah, I mean, in a practical sense, I don't
That's
know how
not
the
gonna
economics
fluctuate.
of it works out.
Oh, that's not going to fluctuate.
I guess you're right.
You think the value of hearts is going to go down? I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, it might kind of fluctuate with inflation and whatnot, but like,
I think that it's a bear market.
I don't know. I think, and you might be right.
I think it's
consistent. Yeah,
I think it's a lion market.
People are always going to need organs.
Yeah. Think about that. I'm going to invest in blood banks too. People always need blood. You know, until they come out with like a fully functioning fake blood and fake heart, I'm keeping my money in guts.
So I guess this is maybe another argument to go down the doctor path. Is kind of build those connections so that you're set later in life.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Figure out where the money goes and where it's coming from. Try to get in on big guts.
Or, you know, this might be a little bit of like insider trading here or whatever. Okay. This might be a little bit, I don't know if this is totally kosher to say this. You know, maybe it's, or maybe market manipulation.
We'll just like do this like Sam Bankman-Fried style and just have it on a Discord channel labeled tax fraud. He did that.
So what I'm saying is, you get your money all tied up in organs and big guts and big spinach.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks to us, you know, I don't know if it's totally kosher, if we're allowed to do this, but, you know, whatever. You know, thanks to us, spinach is going to go up pretty soon. A lot of people are going to be working out their forearms. A lot of people rushing to the cannery.
The guts to spinach pipeline.
Spinach
to guts pipeline.
I'm just saying, you know, the more spinach. Wait, hold on.
No. That's the thing. We've sold the idea that like big Popeye arms is the new body fat. It's the new dad bod. It's the new thigh gap.
Right.
His big ass cylindrical forearms.
You can get all three of them. Go for it.
Imagine big old cylindrical forearms in a fucking BBL. But no, you want to. It's like we've defined that as the new big kind of fitness trend, which skyrockets the price of spinach because spinach is now in such high demand.
Right.
But in addition to that, because of all the spinach people are eating, their guts are getting real healthy, and so when they die, we acquire their guts. And it's just a perfect kind of circular system.
But if guts are too good, Nobody needs transplants anymore.
That's true.
Stop eating spinach.
Stop eating spinach. This is all live. I'm calling my stockbroker right now. This is get out of spinach. Dump spinach. Okay, I'm just gonna read this one. Hopefully, this one doesn't have any swears in it because I haven't finished. Okay. I wouldn't want to be inappropriate. All right. When I was a kid, my family and I used to go to this water park near my house. In my kid brain, it was the most fantastic thing in the universe, but looking back on it, I have to actively ignore the dozens of health code violations happening every moment of the day. Still, it was quite fun, so I'm curious, what will happen to water parks after the event? Will they still be around, or will there be new ones to look forward to? There's, in many cultures, there is a series of trials that you must endure. It's not for fun. You know, go and do this for fun.
No.
This is a manhood proving ceremony. You're gonna go down Big Kahuna.
Yeah.
You're gonna go down to Kahuna. You're gonna launch off that final jump into the big pool, and you're gonna fall in that water, and all of your brothers, the fucking men of the village, are chanting your name. Mm-hmm. Welcoming you into adulthood. Mm-hmm. And then you come out of the pool and they circumcise you right there. Mm-hmm. You're finally a man.
What Chris what Chris has failed to mention is that the pool will be filled with fire.
Be filled with fire, yeah. That's what makes it dangerous.
Very dangerous.
You have to go down real fast. No, it's dry.
It's totally
it's dry and hot and slow because there's no water.
Right.
You're just kind of slowly scraping your way down the slide. Mm-hmm. At like an inch every 20 seconds.
There's
while your flesh burns.
There's a tribe that I want to say is in the Amazon.
Okay.
Where as part of a coming of age ceremony for every young man in the tribe, what they do is they stitch the bodies of thousands of bullet ants into these gloves, these giant mitts. And the bullet ant is known as the most painful insect bite on the planet, including the stings as well. The most painful insect sting. It's a single bite from a bullet ant is said to cause hours and hours of agony, absolute, utter, overwhelming agony that will bring a grown man to his knees in seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
And they stitch thousands of these ants into these mitts, and they make a young man put the mitts on and just dance around for like 24 hours straight.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
There's just fucking Gom Jafaring this guy.
It's really fucked up what they do. And, that's basically
it's
that.
kind of the idea.
It's kind of the idea.
It's kind of the idea.
You're going to be sliding down.
You make someone suffer horribly in order to prove some kind of point about stuff.
In order to make them strong and a man.
Yeah.
Because hurting people makes them stronger.
It does.
I don't know if you knew this, but trauma is not real.
No. It's actually it's real, but it's good and it makes you strong.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Trauma is good and it makes you less effeminate.
The more that you are harmed, the better you are at harming people.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, baby. So they strap a bullet ant mitts to your hands while you're going down the slide too.
Yeah.
And bullet ants are going to be bigger and meaner in the world to come and have strong opinions about hands.
Yeah. So you're going to be sliding down the fire slide. Mm-hmm. No one knows what water even is anymore.
Nobody's seen water.
Nobody's seen water in 1,000 years.
They only drink blood. And bullet ants.
If they
drink a blood and bullet ant milkshake.
Listen, you do the bullet ant one time and it hurts, and then after 3 times you're like, I think I love the bullet ants.
It's like a habanero pepper.
It is. You kind of start to kind of crave the pain. Mm-hmm.
It's because of the endorphins.
Yeah.
It's sort of like it's like spicy food, or BDSM.
Yeah. And so you fucking slide down that slide. They cut off the tip of your penis, and then
I forgot about that.
Yeah, then you're a real man.
They have a bullet ant do that too.
Yeah, they have a bullet ant bite off the tip of your penis.
They have the. What do they call that? A moil? What do they call that?
The bullet ant is the moil.
He
has a very tiny yarmulke.
Yes, he is Jewish.
He's a Jewish ant.
Oh no, this is totally a Jewish ceremony we're talking about right now.
Yeah, this is a Jewish. You were imagining something tribal, and that's on you.
Yeah, no.
This was Jewish the whole time.
Yeah, no, don't mistake this for. This is not secular.
No.
This is by no means a secular tradition.
No.
Water parks will be an exclusively Jewish place.
No, this is
an
an exercise to prove your devotion to Yahweh specifically.
Yes, specifically. So don't get it mixed up. This water slides are the synagogues of the world to come. And they basically they get it all knocked out in one swing. Now, before you start getting up in arms saying that we're focusing too much on Jewish tradition here,
Okay.
before anybody has anything to say about whether or not maybe Will, you might be getting a little bit. I know you're Jewish, and I know there's a certain I know your intentions are good, and that you yourself are a tribesman. But Will, you sure this is totally sensitive? Hey, man, I'm just telling you the facts, and honestly, you think that's bad? You see the Catholic brisses in the world to come, all right?
They're so much worse.
They're so much worse. I don't even want to talk about it.
We both made eye contact, and it's like, I don't know. Do you immediately have anything that comes to mind when thinking of something that is worse than having your penis cut off at the end of a flaming water slide? No. Okay.
No, the Catholics make you feel bad about yourself while you do it too.
Yeah, it's exactly the same, but when they're done, they spit in your face and tell you you're disgusting. They cut off the tip of your dick and then like, put your fucking pants back on. Ugh.
And then make you write, I was born wrong on a blackboard 100 times. So this is not water parks. Water parks will be a Jewish bris tradition.
It's always fun to be suddenly reminded of what we were talking about. Oh yeah.
Do not go to Hurricane Harbor in the world to come.
No.
Because it's going to be full of Jews.
In the world to come, how will you two be remembered? Will there be a cult for you two or a monument of some kind? Or will you still be alive and having visions? Thanks, Carlos. Are we going to be alive?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
I'm going to be alive. I'm never going to die. I've made that choice.
I'm going to be straddling the line between life and death.
I mean, that's a way to go. I've decided that death is for idiots, and so I'm just not going to do it.
I just like to keep my mind open.
Okay. But there will be monuments.
Mm-hmm.
One way or another.
Not memorial monuments, just because we're good.
Yeah. You don't have to be dead for someone to build a statue of you.
No,
you just have to point a gun at them and scream, "Build a statue."
Yeah.
How
do you think that all those monuments got there?
Pretty
How
much.
do you think they made Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
All those guys got together and pointed
if you
guns
look
at
at any of those
people.
photos of that guy hanging on that big thing chiseling out the mountain, there's a guy in another harness right next to him with a fucking shotgun.
And it's George Washington.
It's George Washington himself.
Yeah.
Being like, do this.
Yeah. And Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. They're all there.
Yeah.
Well, they take turns.
Captains of industry.
You can only chisel one head at a time.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, yeah.
Think about Elvis.
I'm going to be alive. And I'm going to be alive. I'm going to be traveling across the country, fucking holding people at gunpoint to build monuments of me.
I'll be hanging out.
He'll be there.
He's
just kind of there watching the show.
Yeah. I usually go like, hey, also make one of me. Mm-hmm. And then Chris is helpful. Chris is a more imposing figure when it comes to like commanding armies of.
Well, I have the gun.
Yeah. I don't. My gun. I won't have fingers for a while.
Right.
So I won't be able to fire guns.
And even if you could, I wouldn't. I wouldn't give you. It's my gun. No one else can have it.
Well, I mean, I have guns. I just don't use them because I don't have fingers for a while.
Okay.
It's just like a while there where I won't have fingers.
The point is.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
yes,
knowing the answer to the question.
The point
understanding what the point is.
I'm gonna have a big bag of guns.
He's gonna,
but Chris is gonna be the one who uses them because I won't have fingers for a while.
Yeah, I'll be traveling around, fucking pointing guns at people, demanding that they make statues of me.
Mm-hmm.
And Will is my gun mule.
Mm-hmm.
He wears he wears one of those giant golf bags from the Fallout TV show.
Yeah.
Full of
guns. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess just like the Fallout TV show.
Mm-hmm. And
he wears like one of those muzzles with oats in it.
because I'm hungry.
Well,
And I like
gotta feed
oats.
'em.
And once again, I won't have.
You
fingers
won't have hands. You can't
for
feed
a
himself.
while.
Okay, it's actually very considerate that I put the oats muzzle on.
That's what I eat.
Exactly.
And I gotta just sometimes just kind of open my mouth, throw my head back, catch some oats, and chew them up.
Mm-hmm.
And like I can't really talk, but I got nothing to say.
Yeah.
You know, occasionally be like, hey Chris, you know, hey Chris, can you get this guy to make my nose a little less like, you know, and you know, and you'll be like, yeah, excuse, hey, you there, minion, make his nose a little less. And
Yeah, only
you know,
I'm like weirder about it though.
yeah.
I'm like, hey, come here. Hey, look at this. What do you think of that nose? Do you think that's good? Oh, you do? Click. Just, how about now? Yeah, that's what I thought. Keep working on it.
And if you and
I'm like weird and quiet. Like
I give you a gun for it. I give you one of my guns.
you give me one of your guns.
And you know, it's this and what, because I'm not gonna have fingers for a while.
They call me the hands, and they call you Will. Mm-hmm. They would call you the mouth, but you got that muzzle. That
they don't
oats
know
muzzle
that I have
muscle.
a
You know,
mouth.
they assume they can hear you chewing, but it just doesn't make sense to call you the mouth because you're always wearing the muzzle and you don't talk much.
Yeah, so they just call me the guy who doesn't have hands. I mean, I have hands. I just don't have fingers. I won't have fingers for a while.
Okay, so just as a quick recap of what we're going to be up to. You're going to be somewhere between alive and dead. No hands.
No, I'll have hands. I just won't have fingers for a while.
Right. Okay, hands, no fingers.
For a while.
For a little bit.
There's going to be a while where I won't have fingers.
I will be traveling around using your guns to threaten people to build statues.
Guns I carry on in a big golf bag.
And a big Fallout, the TV show style golf bag. Brotherhood of Steel golf bag. And then I just kind of we just kind of go around creating the most beautiful art anyone could imagine.
By
just like
human
just like
suffering at rocks.
Right, exactly. And it's just like me with like my foot on a bear.
Yeah.
You know?
And sometimes I
have my foot on a bear like Captain Morgan on a chest. You know? Like I've dominated the bear.
And sometimes in the statue I will be like sitting in a backpack he's wearing.
Right, yeah.
Like E.T.
Yeah. You're usually depicted as being in a Bjorn that I'm wearing across my chest.
Yeah. It's a weird I don't know where that started, but we didn't start that. It's just we started seeing monuments already like that.
Right.
And
I'm
like,
standing with
fine.
one foot on a bear. I'm holding an AK-47 and you're in a baby Bjorn suckling on my teat.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and people and these statues are not labeled, so no one knows what they're about. We're not famous.
Oh yeah, no. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. No, nobody knows.
There were like a few people there, so there are still like
the fucking world ends and this podcast still is not famous.
No.
And so this is our fucking this is we're just advertising the podcast.
Yeah.
We're just going around making these statues in hopes that people will get curious enough to finally listen. And it doesn't work because we didn't label the statues.
What happens is that, you know, we still have a handful of fans. Some of you guys will make some statues of us, and you know, because you're fucking weirdos, you're gonna put me in a little Bjorn in these statues or a little backpack, and that's how you're gonna, and you're not gonna label it because you're forgetful little nerds. I'm sorry, I don't mean that, but you are forgetful. I've decided, and then we're gonna see those statues and we'll be like, those are good. We're gonna make some more of those. We're gonna find some people to make them for us, and I'm gonna bring my guns, and Chris is gonna have to fire them because I don't have any fingers right now, but at least for a while.
And you know, and we're just gonna be trying to spread the word about this podcast. You know,
and we're gonna be dying of heat stroke,
and just gonna be, and again, like see, the problem is that like no one is gonna know how to read anymore.
Yeah,
and my dyslexia is gonna get even worse, and so like, and I'm gonna be like really alpha in the world to come, but in that way where it's like it's more of a burden than anything else because I can never allow myself to appear weak, and so people are gonna like, I'm gonna be like, okay, now chisel at the bottom our names and the URL for our podcast so that people know how to get to it. And then they don't know what they're doing, but I have like a gun to their head, so they just like kind of write a bunch of gibberish at the bottom there. And I'm so dyslexic that I can't tell what they wrote, but I can't show weakness and tell them that I don't know what it says. So it just kind of and no one ever listens to the podcast, and it's sad.
That is sad.
Yeah,
their funeral.
Yeah, but yeah.
If they don't listen to the podcast, their funeral.
Their funeral.
You know, they won't.
That's our second marketing campaign. is that instead of going around with guns threatening people to build statues of us, we just make them listen to the podcast at gunpoint.
Oh yeah, that would work. Yeah,
that's phase 2 of the plan.
I still won't have fingers again yet.
Yeah, this is still early on.
Still a while without fingers.
No, we're gonna have finally given up on the podcast by the time we got fingers again.
Yeah.
By the time you have fingers, we're like, this was a dumb idea.
Yeah. But for now, I have nothing.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
What if it just ended?
That would be fine.
What if you just pressed the space bar?
That would be crazy. We didn't even say the stuff that we got to say yet.
Thanks, everybody, for listening to Life in the World to Come.
Ad break.
This episode has been brought to you by 10 Seconds of Silence.
Thanks, 10 Seconds of Silence, for sponsoring this episode.
Oh, I just got an email. 10 Seconds of Silence pulled out.
What the fuck?
They didn't like that stuff we said.
Which
about,
stuff? About the Catholics?
About the Catholics, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What do they think about that Jewish stuff?
They agreed with it.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. The email just says we agree about the Jewish stuff, and I don't know how to parse that. I don't know if that's good or bad.
I know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bad.
Our intro and outro music is We Are the Hellhounds by the Taxpayers.
Cool.
If you'd like to support us on Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/lifeintheworldtocome. Or you can buy our merch at lifeintheworldtocome.bigcartel.com.
Nice.
Send us an email with your questions about the apocalypse at lifeintheworldtocome@gmail.com, or you can do it on our Discord. There's a link to it in the description of this podcast. Anything else? Was that all the stuff? I think that's all the stuff.
I think that's it.
Thanks. Thanks everybody. Thank you.
All right, shut up.
Okay.
Shut up.
All right.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry.